Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So, we are from Group 5 and we would like to present to you a video which is called Government and Expenditure Trends. So, we actually choose two countries to actually compare it with, which is Singapore and Malaysia. So, let's go for the intro. So, what is government spending? Well, it could be defined as money that is spent by the government for the society and also for the country. For example, health and environment. It is to improve the well-being of the society as a whole and also in a way to increase the GDP of the country. Okay, so what exactly is Singapore? Singapore is an island which is really small. Okay, we had nothing, we had no resources, we had no industry. Basically, people, looked down on us at first because we have nothing. Basically, we were separated from Malaysia in 1965, and Alhamdulillah, eventually we are able to be one of a famous trading part. Because of geographical reason, it is accessible for traders to go past by us, and it's really easy to go out and go in. So we became an active trading part, which actually allows interactions between traders, and years after years of trading, we are able to make our own industry, and we could build a nation with equipped resources, and also we tighten our relationship with other countries. So this definitely boosts up the economy, alhamdulillah, and this is how Singapore started from nothing to something that people started to notice us, like, hey, Singapore, you're small but you can do something really big, and this eventually leads to a positive effect that the government did to actually improve Singapore as a nation.
This graph illustrates the government spending to GDP between Malaysia and Singapore from 1999 to 2018.
Malaysia. What are the three top government spendings in Malaysia, and why does the government invest in these three components? What are the other expenditures that Malaysian government invests in, and why? There are many other expenditures that Malaysian government invests in, and some of them are
Okay, so for Singapore, the inflationary rate in 2010 is 2.8%, and in 2017 it has decreased to 0.58, basically because of transportation, housing, and food. So these three components is really important, and we need it, and it is a basic necessities. For transportation example, the government actually limit the supply of COE, which is certification of entitlement for those who have their own vehicle. So for it actually clashes with other investment. Then in 2017 it decreases a lot, which is to 0.58. So we can see that the improvement that they made.
how good is the economy of Malaysia and how much do they earn yearly? Well, the economy of Malaysia is the third largest economy in Southeast Asia and the 38th largest economy in the world. The economy of Malaysia was estimated around $296.5 billion in 2016. However, it increased to $314.5 billion in 2017. Policies used in Malaysia, which are monetary policy, affirmative action, subsidies and price controls, sovereign wealth funds, and government influence. How much is the inflation rate of Malaysia? In 2017, the inflation rate for Malaysia was 3.8%. Since 1998, the inflation rate of Malaysia fluctuated between a low of 0.6% in 2009 and a high of 5.4% in 2008, averaging at 2.5 over the last 20 years.
Is government spending related to GDP and the happiness index? Well, a recent research by Flavin suggests that the government spending may affect positively to the happiness index. Flavin found that citizens report higher levels of happiness when greater amounts of resources are devoted to providing for public goods. In the context of Malaysia, however, the happiness index for 2017 is 6.0, when GDP increases from 255 billion USD in 2010 to 314.5 billion USD in 2017. In the context of Singapore, however, the happiness index increases to 6.3 in 2017, when GDP increases from 213.2 billion USD in 2010 to 314.5 billion USD in 2017. But of course, government expenditure is not the only thing that contributes to the happiness index, but it may be one of the factors. When government spends more on healthcare, security, and education, all of this affects the productivity positively, and the quality of living for the labor force will increase, hence will increase the happiness index.
For me, it's okay because, of course, first of all, we need to ensure that our own country is safe from a lot of things, and also the education that they provide, which is really important, especially for the future generation, and also for transportation. It's really important since COE is expensive, so they provide a cheaper version of you to travel. When the government does something, definitely affects the GDP of it. For example, tourism. Our wages are not that high, and some people, they cannot even support themselves. Yeah, I mean, like, they could improve it, just increase the happiness index of the citizen itself, and this would definitely attract investors, also export and import, and all of those things.
Today, I will explain about Islamic perspective on government expenditure. Islam gives much emphasis to the role government expenditure should play in achieving welfare of the nation. The government is not free to handle or use public money the way it likes. Public money should be spent to achieve goals of the Muslim state. The duty of the government in a Muslim state, as seen by the second Khalifah Umar, is not to squander public money but to utilize it to improve living standard of the public and to increase their portion or allowance. Government expenditure should be utilized to provide goods and should be utilized to improve the living standards of the people, which entail preventing erosions in real value of their income and subsidizing necessities as well as providing public health. Government expenditure must be used to prevent inflationary conditions and recessions. In case a government is facing inflation, government expenditure should be reduced where inflation is due to increased aggregate demand and in case where inflation is due to shortage in production, government expenditure may be used to expand production. Nowadays, many Muslim countries' government generate inflationary condition by continuous increase in government expenditure, especially outlays related to security and expenditure on salaries of officials and favorites. The ruler and the governing body in general must set a precedent to the whole nation in taking the minimum out of public money and not setting their wages beyond the ability of the nation. Otherwise, they will generate more wage demands and inflationary conditions.
Basically, we could see how different countries, even though we are quite near, how large they spend their money on. People's money depends on their needs, their necessities in every country. We could see that how happy they are in their own country. That's important because human is also one of the resources for the country. Basically, our opinions and suggestions to improve the expenditure and trends. So we hope that the video is very beneficial and thank you so much for watching.